key in there. And it spits out the value. So if I want to get, so Roman numeral, I've kind of done it backwards here. This is the Roman numeral, this is the integer. Roman numeral is the key, the integer is the value. So if I want to find out what's the value for Roman numeral V, we know it's 5, I can just say Romans numbers V, the string V, and then it's going to spit out 5. Okay? Does that make sense? So let's try it with let's just try it over here. Let's see. I'm just going to copy this. Why not? Since it's already there, let's put it down here. Okay, let's type in Python. Paste it in here. Okay, so there's Roman numerals. I've got a dictionary. Okay, and I want to get Roman numerals. We want to get what's the value for the key V? Oops, I spelled it wrong. Numerals. And it spits out 5. Right? So what if I said 4? That's 4. How about 3? Okay. So this is how you can get one thing out of a dictionary. You just type in the key and it outputs the value. So how would I spit out the value of patience sub Joe? How would I get Joe's vitals out of this? Anybody gonna tell me what to write? I'm like a robot right now. I want to get this value right here. This is what I want. So how do I print that out?
Just take a step, and I guess on patience, open bracket,
Mm-hmm.
Joe, string Joe.
Yeah, that's right. Right. Because Joe is the key, right? And it's going to output the value, which is 75 and 120 over 95 and 130. That tuple. Yeah. Good. So that's how you can get a single value out of a dictionary. Very good. Okay, what else do we have here? Okay. Now, I said that the keys were immutable, right? You can't change Joe, right? But you can change the values, okay? So let's look at Roman numerals. Say I want to add, do I have it up here? Yeah, let's look at this. I did this kind of backwards, but say I want to add a new key value pair here, okay, to Roman numerals. I want to add something to this. So I can do that like this. I just give it the new key and the new value, set it equal to it. So you know L means 50. So I'm going to erase this little part here. So I want to add this over here. Where's my blue? Okay. So what I want to do is add 50. This is kind of backwards, but and L. I want to add that to my dictionary. So what I would do. So this is really an element of the dictionary. So I would say Roman numerals. So in this case, I'm going to do, because I'm using the integer as the key. The value equals L. So that would just add that in. So you can keep adding to it. Now you can also modify this. Like say I got L wrong and it was really meant to be X or something. We know X is 10, but you can modify it the same way. Say I want to say 50 is really XL, let's say, extra large. You can do that. You can modify things too. You can update a value. So you just give it the key and the new value. And this is, X is not 100, X is 10. 100 is what? C? In Roman numerals? I think it's C, right? So you can add one if it doesn't exist, like this, or you can modify one. If this already exists and you want to change it, you can just say L equals 60 or whatever. And if you can add something, you can delete it. So you can just use the delete function, DEL, Roman numerals sub 3, and that will delete that key value pair out. Right? So I can say delete. I just added, I said 50 is now XL. I could say, well, I did that wrong, I want to get rid of it. Roman numerals sub 50. That will just delete that. I don't have to say equals XL, just Roman numerals and the key. Remember, that's the key. There's a key, and that's the value. That's going to get rid of that whole pair, just with the delete. Or I could use the built-in. What's going on? Did it come back? I think my monitor's like crapping out. You can use the built-in method pop. Remember, pop will pop something off. It takes it, it removes it, okay? And here, if you just say pop by itself, I think it's going to get the last thing. But if you give it the key, it's going to remove that key value pair, okay? So let's try to pop it. We'll try to change something. We'll try delete, and then we'll try to access one. We have a half hour. That doesn't, there's no key. You'll see, you're going to get a key error. So let me try these things and see if it works. Where am I at? Oh, right here. All right, let's pull this up. Okay, so we got our Roman numerals. Let's look at this again. All right, so X is 10. So let's add one. Let's add Roman numerals. Let's add C, and we'll call that 100, which I think it is. I'm not sure. So that just added a new one. So you can see it's right at the end here. And what if we want to try to delete it? Let's delete Roman numerals, and we'll just give it the key of C. And that should have deleted the pair. And it did. Okay. Let's try the pop. Let's just say pop by itself. Dot pop. I'm thinking it's going to remove the X, the key X and the value 10. Oh, it needs an argument here. Okay. Fine, we'll give it X. All right, so that popped it off. Let's see if it's still there. Nope. So that does. So pop removes it if you give it a key. Okay, that's cool. And then let's try to access one that doesn't exist and see what we get. Oh, is there a M? I think M means 1,000. I can't remember. I spelled this wrong. All right. So here's what I wanted to show you. So here was our Roman numerals. The last thing was X. And we added a C and set it equal to 100. So then after we added it, there's C, the key value pair at the end. And then I said, let's delete that one. So I just gave it the key and it got rid of it. So it's not here. Okay, and then if I said pop X, X was the last thing, and it popped it off and it returned the value, which was 10. And then when I printed it, we saw that the key and the value were both gone. And then if I try to print out the value for the key M, it says key error M. So M is not in there, okay? So you'll get a key error if you try to access a dictionary with a non-existent key. Does that make sense? You guys following that? And you'll see that key error a lot of times. So if I tried to print patients, if I tried to do this, so we'll say Tony, you're in the hospital now, Tony. Okay, I try to print him out. What am I going to get?
The error, right?
Key error.
Key error.
Key error. And it's going to say Tony. So I say, yeah, that we don't have that key in here. All we have is Joe and Sue, our keys. Tony's not in there. Okay, there's no key. All right. So let's see. Okay, so we got a key error. Richard, oh, you raised your hand? Oh, I'm sorry, Richard.
I'm sorry, I missed what you said, what the difference was between pop and delete.
Nothing. They both work. Yeah. Same way. Removes it, yeah. Good question. I was like, somebody's getting mad.
Values are immutable, right?
Keys are immutable.
Just keys, okay.
Just keys, yeah. Just keys. Right? So I could
Tony could be one.
I could do this, right? I could say patients,
Somebody could be named one.
yeah. So I could change this is the key, Joe equals, now I can change this tuple. Instead of, this was heart rate. We decided. I could change Joe's heart rate. It went down to 73. And his blood pressure went down to 118 over 93, whatever. And this one was, this was his blood sugar, right? So I think 100 for, you want to be 100 or less on your blood sugar, or you'll be diabetic, right? So let's say he really started taking some medicine and he's got his blood sugar down. Now it's 98. So this is the value. This is the key. I've just changed the value, right? It used to be that, and now it's this. So you can change this all you want, but you can't change this. Yeah, that's a good question. Let's see. Okay, there's another way to see if something's in there. So there's our key error. So we can use the keywords in and not in to see if a key is in there, right? So we could say V in Roman numerals. We got our Roman numerals over here, and then that's going to be, in this case, we wouldn't say V because I got the wrong one up here. I flipped the keys and the values. So we would say 5, 5 in Roman numerals, and that would be true. We would say 3 is not there. We'd say 2 in Roman numerals, just the number 2, and that would, that would be true. If we said the number 3, the integer 3 in Roman numerals on that one, that would be false. It's not there. So you can use in and not in. Or you could say 3 not in Roman numerals is true. So that, I don't want to confuse you, I'll just show you. I think I have Roman numerals up here now. The real one. Okay. All right, so let's see if V is in Roman numerals. The key. Yes, it returns true. Okay, it's there. How about X? Do we have an X anymore? False, no. X not in Roman numerals. That's true. It's not there. So you can check if something's in or not in, which is very nice. Okay, so in and not in. Okay. Here's a couple more methods that we have built in. So we already used items, right? We used this already, and that returned what? When we said states.items, what did that return? Mike?
What was that?
When we said like states we said for state, comma, abbrev in states.items. What does this method return for a dictionary? Do you remember? It returns the key and the value, the pair. So what if I just want the keys of a dictionary? Right? Or you gotta leave it out. So we can just get the keys out instead of both, right? We can just get the keys, okay? So, see you guys. So let's try it. We have, let's see, where's my solution at? Let's see if I can pull this down. There we go. Okay, so here's my little diction. This is the problem that you guys did. Let me make it bigger. Let me get out of this. Okay, clear this out. Okay, this is here's our items. States.item. Remember, it returns a key. That's state. We've named it state, and an item is abbreviation. So this is going to return 2 things. Let's run it. So it says Arizona's abbreviation is abbreviation. So what if we wanted just the keys and not the items? So let's do this. Let's comment this out, just this for loop. I'm going to copy it down, uncopy it. And now I'm going to say for state in states.keys. Now I just want the keys. And I'll just say my state, my favorite state is state. Okay. So this is just going to give me the keys, not the values. I'm going to just say returns key only. So can somebody tell me what this is going to print? Before I run it?
Favorite state is an abbreviation.
Okay, so keys, remember we have states, which is, oh, you can't see that. Let me move this up, sorry. See if I can move this. C. There you go. Okay. So this is my dictionary. States. It's got a key of Arizona and a value of the string AZ. A key of California, a string of CA. A key of Nevada, and a value of NB. Now I'm going to say for state, in states, dot keys. I just want the keys. Print, my favorite state is state. That's that variable we just invented. So what's it going to print?
I think just the state with the full name. Oh, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's going to
Three
print
of them, right?
Arizona on one line, then California, then Nevada. Right? That makes sense?
Yeah.
Let's try it. Yeah. My favorite state is Arizona, my favorite state is California, my favorite state is Nevada. Okay? Now let's get the values by themselves. So we'll write another for loop. I'll comment this one out. And let's do the same thing. And then we'll change keys to value. And now we're going to say for abbrev, my favorite state's abbreviation is, and we'll change this to abbrev. Okay, so this is going to get returns value only. Okay, so can anybody tell me what this is going to print when I run it?
Should be just the abbreviations.
Just the abbreviations, right? So, well, you can't see it. So this is going to be AZ, CA, and NB, right? If we get it right. Yeah. My favorite state's abbreviation is AZ, California, and Nevada. So we can get items gives us both key and value. Keys gives us just the keys. Values gives us just the value. So we can get either both of them or either one with these built-in methods. Okay. The last topic, and you guys are out of here. This is kind of, has anybody played with databases at all before? Or created a view? Does anybody know what a database view is? Okay. So, a data,
VUE?
what's that?
VUE?
VIEW. View. So say you have a database that's got, well, you could look at my student, or my, let's look at a student database for a second. I think it might help you understand what a view is. A database, this is similar to a database view. So databases, you guys should take a database class for sure if you're in computer science. So databases store, it's almost like an Excel spreadsheet. It's kind of what you can think of it like. It's rows and columns, right? So say I have a database and I have a table, and databases have tables, and they just look like Excel spreadsheets. Just think of an Excel spreadsheet with rows and columns. Okay? And I might have, let's say 3 rows and 3 columns, like tic-tac-toe. And this is a table, and it has a header, and this might be F name, first name, L name, and age. Okay, so we could have Tony, and I don't know how to spell your last name, Tony. H.
Oh, H, U, Y, and H.
Okay, and you're like 23, like
25.
25, okay. And then I'm just going to make up a couple people. Bill Smith is 23. And Joe, or let's make it Jane, we'll make it a woman, Jane Doe is 24. Okay, so this is a database. Think of it as a database. Now, in a database, you use something called structured query language to get it out, SQL. And I might say select star from, and this is the table, we'll call it people. It's a table, it's called people. So I would say select star from people. If I ran this at a SQL command line, it would just spit out this. It would say, it would just say Tony. It just spits out the lines at a time. And it's probably not going to put I don't know if it's going to put a comma or not. I don't think so. And 25, it's going to print this out, and then Bill Smith. And 23, and it's going to print Jane Doe. 24. Yeah, this would be one of the more important classes for you to take in computer sciences, database, because everything's in a database now.
Are you saying that view is a SQL function? Is a function that you can use in SQL?
This is a SQL command line right here. Select everything from the table people, and it's just going to print it out. Okay, but you could also create a view. And you could create a view, whoops, V-I-E-W, which just displays, and I forget the rest of the terminology, but we're going to create a view that we'll just call it names. And the view is just going to print the first name and last name. So if I say select star from view, select everything from names, that's my view. It's just going to print Tony, and not the age, Bill Smith and Jane Doe. And the important thing to remember is this table people still exists. The age is still there. I just created a view that is just going to show me the first name and last name. So that's what's important with a view. A view is showing you a portion of the data, but the data is still there. Okay. So we can create views from this keys, months.keys. Remember, that gives us the keys, and we're setting it equal to a view, or this is a view, and we're setting it equal to this variable. And then we can iterate over the view, okay? And that's gonna print out our keys. This was our months dictionary. And then we can add a new key value pair. We can add December as 12. And then if we run this for loop to print it out again, we've added another row, and this view is still pointing to the entire thing. So if I run this again, now it's going to print out January, February, March, December. So you don't have to change the view. It's still pointing to the whole thing. Does that make sense? Even though we've modified it, we've added a new record. Just like a database. Okay. Let's try it. We got a couple minutes, so let's test it out, and just to prove it to you that it does work. It's kind of neat. So you can use that with items, keys, or values. They all return a view that you can iterate over. So where's my? Well, we could do it with this actually. Let's see. Okay, we've got our abbreviations, right? So we have our. Let's go back up here. Okay, we have our states, right? So let's create a view right here, and we'll call it states names view equal states dot keys, right? The keys are the state names, right? So there's my view right there. And then let's add a new state. What state should we add? What state do you guys like?
Maryland and
Maryland, okay. Okay, equals MD, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, good.
MD.
So, let me show you how this works now. So, I first created a view, so this creates a view, creates a keys view, and let's print out everything in there. For, let's say state name in states names view. Do I have to say items? Hang on. No, I don't. I can just leave it like it is, okay? And then I'm going to print state name. I'll make it formatted. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's try this. Let me comment this out for a second. Okay, so let's see if it worked the way I thought. Let's see, let me comment out the rest of this stuff. Okay, so we got our states dictionary. We created a view. Now we're going to print out everything in the view, which is just the keys. So it printed Arizona, California, Nevada. Okay, now we're going to add Maryland, and then we're going to print out the same view again. So I'm going to copy this. Okay, I haven't modified the view. I set it way up here, but we added Maryland. Now let's see if it remembers. Let's make this a little taller. So this should now print out Arizona, California, Nevada, and Maryland if we did it right. Oh, my bad. I'm doing it twice. There we go. Okay, here we go. Yeah. So that's the last thing I wanted to cover with you guys today. So here's our dictionary, key value, key value, key value. We created a new view from the keys method. We just got the keys, okay? And then we added, and I showed you before, when we printed this out, it just printed the keys, Arizona, California, Nevada. And then we added Maryland, and then we printed it out again, and then it printed. I didn't even change the view. That was only set here on line 2, but it still remembered, and it printed out the whole thing. It's like if I created this view called names, and I inserted a new row here called Karen, James, whatever, and she is 27. The view names still contains everything. So if I selected start from names, after I added that, I inserted this row, then it would print Karen, James. Does everybody understand that concept? Like it persists. It's kind of like you don't have to. If you change the dictionary, the view will still point to the whole dictionary. Okay? So, is there anything due tonight? No, nothing. All right. See you guys on Thursday.
What is the extra credit?
What is today? 16th? I think it's due. Is the extra credit due tonight?
I was aware of one that was on the 7th. Was there another?
It was on the 7th?
On the 7th?
Okay. Just turn it in. I'll just knock off a little bit.
Okay.
What was the extra credit? Now I'm forgetting. Oh, thanks.
I'll check my email.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I can't even remember what was it I gave you guys? Was it one of the?
I'll check. I'll be out of your hair too.
Yeah, I gotta run and coach. I'm almost done coaching.
It's the guess
Number guessing game.
Oh, guess the number. It was guess the number between 1 and 1,000, right?
Yep.
Will we have any more extra credit?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna throw out, because we got 10